All right, saddle up, folks, because today we're leaving the familiar world of dressage and show jumping behind.
Oh, yeah.
We are diving headfirst into the exciting world of the Freio de Ouro. It's a competition, where horse and rider, they really become one
Yeah.
to face these challenges that are rooted in centuries-old gaucho tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part is,
Yeah.
we've got our hands on the translated rule book, which means
Oh, wow.
we can really unpack what makes this event so unique.
So what's amazing about these rules is they really are like a window into a whole other culture.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the deep connection, between the Criollo horse, the gaucho way of life,
Yeah.
and the values of horsemanship that just underpin everything.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's set the scene for our listeners who might be, brand new to this.
Sure.
What exactly is the Freio de Ouro,
Okay.
and why is it such a big deal?
Well, the Freio de Ouro, it is the most prestigious competition for the Criollo horse breed.
Okay.
It's held annually in Brazil
Mhm.
with international qualifiers too.
Well-
And it's not just a beauty pageant for horses,
Yeah.
although conformation is judged.
Yeah.
The real heart of the competition lies in testing the horse's functionality, its ability to perform tasks
Okay.
that really reflect its historical role.
Right.
And of course, a partnership between the horse and rider.
So it's like the Olympics of the Criollo horse world,
Yeah.
but with this deep historical connection.
You got it. That's
Yeah.
a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And the ABCCC, the Brazilian Association of Criollo Horse Breeders,
Okay.
they are like the guardians of these traditions.
I see.
They take their rules very seriously.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say, we're a young gaucho
Okay.
with dreams of Freio de Ouro glory.
All right.
How would our journey begin?
Your journey begins at a local credenciadora,
Okay.
a qualifying event,
Yeah,
where you and your horse have to prove yourselves worthy of moving up the ranks.
I see.
Think of it like your first local rodeo.
Yeah,
A chance to test your skills against others
Yeah.
and see where you stand.
got it. And if you do well at the credenciadora,
Mm-hmm.
what's the next step on this path to glory?
Then it's on to the classificatorias,
Okay.
the regional qualifiers. These
Mhm.
are much more competitive,
I see.
with the best horses and riders from each region battling it out
Wow.
for a chance to compete in the grand finale, the Freio de Ouro itself.
So it's a real climb to the top. We mentioned international qualifiers earlier.
Yeah.
So does that mean horses from all over the world can compete?
Yes, absolutely. There are qualifiers in countries like Argentina,
Wow.
Uruguay,
Mm-hmm.
and Paraguay even acts as a qualifier for the Brazilian competition.
Wow.
You can have horses traveling quite a distance to try and earn a spot in the final.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing how this competition is really spread beyond Brazil's borders.
Yeah.
But from the maps you provided, it looks like geography plays a big role even within Brazil.
You're exactly right. Brazil is divided into specific regions for the classificatorias, like the Gaúcha Sul and Gaúcha Norte.
I see.
And get this, a horse from one region can actually compete in a qualifier in another region.
Oh, wow. So you could strategically choose which qualifier to enter
Yeah.
based on the competition.
Yeah. There's a lot of strategy involved.
Almost like a chess game.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. And to make things even more interesting,
Yeah.
the previous year's Freio de Ouro winners automatically qualify for the final
Yes.
to defend their title.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about pressure.
Yeah.
But before we get to the final, let's break down what actually happens during the competition.
Sure.
We know there are tests of both morphology and functionality,
Mm-hmm.
but what exactly are the judges looking for?
Well, the morphology judging, it's all about the breed standard.
Okay.
Judges are evaluating how well each horse conforms to the ideal Criollo type.
Right.
They're looking for those characteristics that have made this breed so valuable for centuries.
So it's not just about beauty,
Right.
but about the horse's potential for the work that it was bred to do.
Precisely. A beautiful Criollo
Yeah.
is a functional Criollo.
Okay.
And speaking of functionality, that's where those 8 functional tests really come into play.
Right.
These tests are designed to assess the horse's abilities
Yeah.
in a way that directly reflects their historical working role.
So it sounds like these tests,
Yeah,
they're more than just arbitrary challenges.
absolutely.
They're really steeped in the history and tradition of the Criollo breed.
Absolutely. Take the Mangara test, for example.
Okay.
It's not just a random test.
Right.
It directly reflects the Criollo's historical role in managing cattle on these vast ranches
Yeah.
that cow sense we talked about.
Right.
This is where it's put to the ultimate test.
I see, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand why this competition is so revered within the Criollo horse world.
And it's not just about the horses.
Right.
The Freio de Ouro is a spectacle that transcends sport itself.
Wow.
Imagine riders and officials dressed in traditional gaucho attire, their horses adorned with ornate silver tack.
Oh, wow.
It's a visual feast
Yeah.
that evokes a rich history and cultural heritage.
Yeah, I can almost hear the music and feel the energy of the crowd.
Right.
It sounds like an incredible experience. I have to ask, we've touched on the gaucho tradition, but how deeply is it embedded in the rules and the competition itself?
It's woven into the very fabric of the Freio de Ouro.
Okay.
For starters, riders and officials from Rio Grande do Sul, the heartland of gaucho culture,
Right.
they are required to wear traditional attire.
So it's not just about showcasing horsemanship,
Right.
but also about honoring and preserving a cultural heritage.
Exactly. And the rules even extend to the tack.
Okay.
Horses from Rio Grande do Sul must be presented with traditional gaucho gear,
Okay.
while those from other regions or countries
Yeah.
can use tack characteristic of their own horsemanship traditions.
It's amazing how the Freio de Ouro manages to balance those regional differences while still maintaining a strong sense of tradition. Now, I know we've got a lot to cover still,
Yes.
but I'm itching to dive into the specifics of those functional tests.
I'm with you. Each test has its own fascinating history and set of challenges.
Oh, yeah.
And believe me, the bit and bridle rules are a whole deep dive on their own.
All right, well, let's take a quick break,
Okay.
and we'll come back and we'll dive into all of that.
Sounds good.
All right, you've painted this really vivid picture of the Freio de Ouro's cultural significance, but now I'm ready to really get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
Let's talk about those 8 functional tests.
Yeah.
Each one seems to be designed to just push both horse and rider to their limits.
You're absolutely right. These tests are meant to evaluate every aspect of the Criollo horse's abilities.
Wow.
And they're a true testament to the centuries of breeding and training that have gone into shaping this breed.
Okay, let's start with the Andadura.
Okay.
We know it's about gait, but what are the judges really looking for in a horse's walk, trot, and gallop?
It's about so much more than just, moving from point A to point B.
Right.
The judges are looking for quality of movement.
Okay.
How well defined is each gait? Does the horse maintain a consistent pace without breaking or mixing gaits?
Right.
And perhaps most importantly, is the horse comfortable and smooth to ride?
So it's about naturalness.
Yes.
Like the horse isn't being forced into these gaits.
Right.
But is moving really freely and effortlessly.
Exactly. The horse's movement should be typical of the breed,
Okay.
with a good flowing progression. The judges also pay close attention to the horse's head and neck positioning.
Okay.
And in the gallop, they're looking at the footfalls to make sure the horse is moving correctly.
Wow. I can already see how much nuance is involved in just this one test.
Right.
Okay, next up is the figura,
All right.
which you described as navigating a figure-8 pattern. But the diagram honestly looks more like a curvy racetrack.
That's a good way to visualize it. And while speed is part of the evaluation, the real focus is on the horse's agility and responsiveness to the rider's cues.
Okay.
The horse needs to be able to change direction smoothly,
Right.
maintain balance through the curves, and execute those turns with precision.
So it's not just about athleticism, but
Right.
also about obedience and that connection between horse and rider.
You got it. And just like in the Andadura,
Yeah.
the horse's head and neck carriage is also taken into consideration.
I see.
It all adds up to a picture of how well trained and balanced the horse is.
Okay, let's move on to the test with the longest name.
What?
Volta sobre patas e esperada.
Right.
Spins, stops, and backing up. It's almost like a dance.
It really is.
Yeah.
This test is all about showcasing the horse's control, precision, and responsiveness in a series of challenging maneuvers.
Wow.
First, you have the volta sobre patas.
Yeah.
Those spins where the horse pivots around its inside hind leg.
I've seen videos of those spins. It's incredible how small a circle they can turn in.
It takes a tremendous amount of strength and collection from the horse.
Wow.
And very subtle cues from the rider.
Mm-hmm.
Then comes the esbarada,
Okay.
which is a sliding stop
Yeah.
that is truly breathtaking to witness.
Yeah.
The horse comes in at speed and then, boom, uses those powerful hindquarters to dig in and stop on a dime.
Whoa. I can imagine that would be a thrilling thing to see in person.
It definitely gets the crowd cheering.
Yeah.
And then just to make sure the horse is truly versatile,
Okay.
they throw in the requada,
Okay.
which is backing up in a straight line.
So this test is really about demonstrating that the horse can move in any direction,
Yes.
quickly and precisely, while staying in perfect harmony with the rider.
Exactly. And the judges are looking for correctness, speed, ease of movement,
Okay,
and that all-important harmony between horse and rider.
got it. Okay, we've covered the tests that focus on the horse's movement and agility.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about the cattle work.
Okay.
The Mangara sounds especially challenging. Working with cattle in an enclosed space,
Right.
that's got to test the horse's nerves.
It absolutely does. The Mangara is where that cow sense we talked about earlier really shines.
Okay.
Picture this. You've got a rectangular pen,
Yeah.
the Mangara, and 2 cattle inside.
Okay.
The rider's task is to separate one specific cow, the one the judges choose,
Okay.
and keep it away from the other.
So it's like a game of keep away,
Yes.
but with this 1,000-pound animal that has its own ideas about what it wants to do.
You got it. Those cows aren't just going to stand there and cooperate.
Yeah.
They'll try to dodge, weave, and rejoin the herd.
Yeah.
The horse needs to be able to read the cow's movements,
Okay.
anticipate its next move, and use its agility and intelligence to control the situation.
So it's like a chess match,
Yeah.
but with a living, breathing opponent that could decide to charge at any moment.
That's a great analogy. And on top of that,
Yeah.
the rider has to be a skilled vaquero,
Okay.
a cowhand, able to direct the horse with subtle cues and work as a team to achieve the goal.
I'm sensing a theme here. Teamwork,
Yes.
precision,
Mm-hmm.
and a deep understanding of cattle behavior
Yeah.
are all crucial in the Mangara.
Absolutely. And there's one more element to this test
Okay.
that really showcases the criollo's strength and courage.
With that.
After the separation phase, there's the pecha,
Okay.
where the horse has to press its chest against the cow,
Wow.
pushing it back against the wall or changing its direction.
I've seen photos of that. It looks incredibly intense.
It is.
So the Mangara is a real test of the horse's instincts, agility, and courage in close quarters.
Exactly. It's where the true grit of the criollo horse and the skill of the vaquero shine through.
Okay, we've tackled the pen.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's head out to the open field for the campo.
Yeah.
The rules describe this one as a team effort.
Yes.
What does that look like in practice?
The campo takes the cow work to a whole new level. In this test, 2 horses work together to control a single cow.
I see.
They start by chasing the cow down and paleteando,
Okay.
which means flanking it on either side
Mhm.
to keep it moving in the desired direction.
I imagine that takes some serious coordination between the horses and riders.
Absolutely.
They have to be in sync with each other and the cow.
Yes. Then they have to bring the cow to a stop
Okay.
and turn it back towards the starting point.
Right.
But here's the catch. While they're working together,
Right.
the riders are actually judged individually.
So it's a delicate balance between teamwork and individual skill.
Yes.
They have to support each other,
Right.
but ultimately they're still competitors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, all of this is happening in a large open field.
Wow.
So the horses need stamina, speed,
Yeah.
and the ability to work both independently and in partnership with their riders
Right.
and the other horse.
Wow. The Campo Can sounds like a true test of versatility and horsemanship.
It is.
Okay, so far we've covered 5 tests, and we're just getting started.
I know, right?
I'm eager to hear about the next 3 tests that make up the final phase of the competition.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, we've covered 5 tests, each one more challenging than the last,
Yeah.
and we're still not done.
Nope.
Tell me, what awaits these incredible horse and rider pairs in the final phase of the Freio de Ouro?
Well, the final phase is really where the pressure ramps up.
Okay.
It's not just about showcasing skill anymore. It's about proving you have the consistency and the mental toughness to perform under pressure.
Yeah.
The scores from this phase, they carry more weight.
Wow.
And the judges' eyes are even sharper.
Okay, so the stakes are higher.
Yeah.
What are the specific tests in this final phase?
You have the Mangara the second
Okay.
and Campo 2,
Right.
which basically mirror the tests from the initial phase.
Okay.
Same rules, same challenges,
Yeah.
but the scrutiny is even higher.
So it's like a second chance to prove yourself.
Right.
But with the added pressure of knowing that you're among the top contenders.
Exactly. The judges are looking for refinement, consistency, and those little details that really separate the good from the great.
Yeah.
A slight hesitation, a less than perfect turn,
Right.
those things can make all the difference in the final scoring.
So it's not just about repeating what you did in the first round.
Right.
You really have to elevate your performance and showcase your mastery.
Precisely. And then, of course, we have the grand finale,
Yeah.
the Bayard Sarmento.
Yeah.
This is the test that everyone talks about, the one that truly captures the essence of the Freio de Ouro.
I can't wait to hear more about this one.
Okay.
From what you've said, it sounds like this combination of speed, precision,
Yeah.
and, dare I say, artistry.
It is. Imagine a straight track
Huh.
marked with lines.
Mm-hmm.
The horse starts by galloping 40 meters
Okay.
and performing a sliding stop,
Right.
that heart-stopping esbarada
Yeah.
right on the center line. Then they execute 2 spins in each direction,
Mm-hmm.
those volta sobre patas
Right.
that demonstrate just incredible control and agility.
Gallop, stop, spin. I can see why this test is so visually impressive,
Yeah.
but it sounds incredibly demanding.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Yeah, no.
Next, the horse gallops another 40 meters,
Okay.
performs another sliding stop,
Uh-huh.
and then backs up
Good.
precisely along their own tracks,
Wow.
showcasing control and responsiveness.
My head is spinning just trying to keep track of all these movements.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And then they do it all again in the other direction.
Exactly. Another 40-meter gallop, a sliding stop,
Oh, my goodness.
those lightning-fast spins,
Right.
and then backing up with precision.
Yeah.
The horse and rider need to be perfectly in sync, moving as one.
Wow.
The judges are watching for every detail. Speed, precision, responsiveness, and
Oh.
of course, that almost telepathic connection between horse and rider.
I bet the crowd goes wild during this test.
Oh.
It sounds like the perfect culmination of all the skills tested throughout the Freio de Ouro.
It is.
It's a celebration of the Crioulo horse's athleticism,
Right.
the rider's skill,
Mhm.
and that bond between horse and rider that's been forged through years of training and trust.
Absolutely.
Speaking of training, I have to ask about those intricate rules surrounding bits and bridles.
Okay.
You mentioned they were a whole deep dive on their own.
They really are. The Freio de Ouro is steeped in tradition.
Yeah.
And the bit rules are a prime example of that.
Okay.
You see, the type of bit allowed depends on the stage of the competition.
I see.
In the early stages, riders have more flexibility.
Okay.
But once you reach the classificatorias and the final Freio de Ouro,
Mm-hmm.
only permanent bits are allowed.
Why the distinction? What makes permanent bits so special?
Well, permanent bits, like curb bits,
Okay.
they're considered more traditional in the gaucho culture.
Okay.
They're also thought to provide greater control and finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like using a finely crafted tool versus a more basic one.
I see.
But perhaps most importantly,
Yeah.
these bits are designed in a way that makes it very difficult to tamper with them,
Right.
ensuring a level playing field for all competitors.
So it's about tradition, control, and fairness,
Yeah.
all wrapped up in these seemingly small details.
Exactly.
And then there's that fascinating bit sealing process you mentioned.
Well, yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
The bit sealing, it's a ritual almost
Yeah.
that reinforces the importance of fairness and transparency.
Okay.
When riders arrive for the classificatorias and the final,
Mm-hmm.
they have to present their bit to the technical officials for inspection.
So it's like a pre-race inspection in motorsports.
Exactly.
Making sure everyone is playing by the rules.
The officials carefully examine the bit to make sure it meets all the regulations.
Okay.
Then they attach a seal,
Mm-hmm.
usually a numbered tag or a special wire,
Right.
to guarantee that the bit hasn't been tampered with or switched out during the competition.
It's incredible how much attention to detail goes into every aspect of this competition.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
But I can see how it all ties back to those core values of horsemanship, fairness, and tradition.
It does, and the bit rules are just one example.
Yeah.
Every aspect of the Freio de Ouro, from the tests themselves to the rider's attire,
Right.
is designed to reflect those values and to showcase the unique qualities of the Crioulo horse
Yeah.
and the gaucho culture.
You know, we've talked about the rules, the tests, the traditions, but what I really want to know is,
Yeah.
what does it take to train a horse and rider for this incredible event?
That's a great question.
It's clearly not your average weekend trail
Well,
ride.
you're telling me. Training for the Freio de Ouro is a journey
Yeah.
that demands years of dedication, expertise,
Mhm.
and a deep understanding of both the horse and the unique demands of the competition. It's a partnership
Yeah.
that requires trust, communication, and a shared passion for this incredible sport.
So where does that journey begin?
Yeah.
What are the essential elements of preparing a horse and rider for the Freio de Ouro?
Well, it all starts with selecting the right horse.
Okay.
You need a Crioulo with the right temperament, athleticism,
Right.
and that innate cow sense we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Finding that perfect combination is a challenge in itself.
I bet.
And breeders play a crucial role
Yeah.
in carefully selecting bloodlines
Mhm.
that exhibit those desired traits.
So even before the training begins,
Yeah.
there's a whole world of knowledge and expertise
Right.
that goes into breeding these incredible horses.
Absolutely.
It's like laying the foundation for success.
Precisely. But once you have the horse,
Yeah,
the real work begins.
right.
Training for the Freio de Ouro isn't just about drilling those specific maneuvers.
Okay.
It's about building a strong foundation of basic horsemanship skills,
Uh-huh.
developing the horse's physical and mental strength,
Right.
and nurturing that all-important partnership between horse and rider.
It sounds like a holistic approach,
Yeah.
where you're not just training the horse's body,
Right.
but also its mind
Mm.
and its connection with the rider.
Exactly. And just as athletes need coaches, Freio de Ouro horses and riders need the guidance of expert trainers.
I see.
These trainers use their knowledge of the breed, the competition, and horsemanship to create a customized training program
Okay.
that takes into account the horse's individual strengths and weaknesses.
It sounds like a long and demanding process.
It is.
One that requires a lot of patience and dedication from both the horse and the rider.
It certainly does. Training for the Freio de Ouro can take years.
Wow.
And there will be setbacks and challenges along the way.
Right.
It's a constant process of learning, adapting,
Yeah.
and fine-tuning the training to help the horse reach its full potential.
And through it all,
Yeah,
the rider's role is crucial,
absolutely.
not just as a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
but as a partner who understands and supports the horse.
Absolutely. The rider needs to be a skilled horseman or woman themselves, able to communicate effectively with the horse, understand its cues,
Yeah.
and provide clear and consistent guidance. It's a true partnership built on trust, respect,
Yeah.
and a shared passion for the sport.
I think what fascinates me most about the Freio de Ouro
Yeah.
is that it's so much more than just a competition.
Right.
It's a celebration of a cultural heritage,
Mm-hmm.
a testament to the unique abilities of the Criollo horse,
Yeah.
and a showcase for the incredible bond between horse and rider.
Well said. It's a fascinating blend of athleticism, artistry, and tradition.
Yeah.
And I think what makes it truly special
Hmm.
is the emphasis on horsemanship, fairness, and respect for the horse.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey,
It has.
and I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this
Yeah.
fascinating world.
There's so much more to explore.
I want to thank you for sharing your expertise
Of course.
and helping us understand what makes the Freio de Ouro so unique.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to our listeners,
Yeah.
we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity about the Freio de Ouro. We encourage you to explore further.
Yeah.
Watch some videos of the competition,
Definitely.
and maybe even seek out a local Criollo horse breeder
Mm-hmm.
to learn more about this incredible breed.
It's a fascinating breed.
And as you watch those horses and riders perform those incredible feats of athleticism and skill,
Yeah.
think about this.
Okay.
How do those strict rules and traditions,
Mm-hmm.
the emphasis on horsemanship and animal welfare,
Right.
shape not only the competition itself,
Yeah.
but also the breeding and training practices that produce these remarkable horses?
That's a great question.
What does it really take to reach that level of excellence,
Mm.
that harmony between horse and rider?
That's something to ponder for sure.
That's a great question to ponder.
Yeah.
We hope you'll join us on our next deep dive
Yes.
as we explore another fascinating topic.
I'm looking forward to it.